And we are live. Welcome. Guten Morgen. Einen kleinen Kaffee auf diesem wunderschönen Dienstagmorgen. Wir haben 10 Uhr, Dienstagmorgen, Kaffee ist da, habe ich schon gesagt. Und heute gibt es wieder Stanley Parable. Ich habe gestern Nachmittag noch ein bisschen gespielt. Der Upload ist, das Video habe ich nun leider noch nicht ganz geschnitten. Aber ich habe noch ein bisschen weitergemacht und bin in ein absolutes verrücktes Territorium jetzt vorgedrungen. Gestern in der Früh haben wir ja relativ normale Sachen. Ich bin jetzt mal auch in den Bereich gegangen. Neuer Content. Geil. Geil. Mega gut. Ich würde sagen, wir fangen einfach an und ich erkläre euch ein bisschen, was so passiert ist bei dem Ganzen hier. Okay, einmal ganz kurz. Gut, das muss ich mal machen, weil ich ansonsten... So, dann haben wir das. Wunderbar, das. Erstmal brauche ich einen Schluck Kaffee. Oh Mann, Leute. Gestern ist die Info rausgekommen, es gibt einen neuen Roadcaster. So geil. Ist wieder so ein Want to Have. Ich werde mir auf jeden Fall kaufen. Mega gutes Gerät, ist halt nochmal besser für Streaming. Ich habe jetzt einen ganz guten Workflow gefunden mit dem hier. Habe eigentlich überhaupt keine Complaints für den Roadcaster hier. Aber neuer ist wohl um so viel Länge nochmal besser zu allem, was es so gibt. Und deshalb, werde ich mir den bestellen. In 3 Wochen oder sowas soll der wohl rauskommen. Und dann würde ich doch mal sagen, wir schauen einfach mal hier rein. Stanley Parable. Genau. Also, wir sind in die Tür reingegangen, wo New Content draufsteht. Das erste Mal, als ich da reingegangen bin, war es etwas ernüchternd. Der Narrator war auch etwas ernüchtert. Er hat gesagt, was, das ist der neue Content. Und wenn das der neue Content ist, wie langweilig. Und da ist ja überhaupt nichts Gescheites. Und dann hat er mich quasi down the memory lane geschickt und in so ein kleines Museum, das er angelegt hat, wie toll doch seine Version, seine alte Version war. Und jetzt bin ich dran vorbeigegangen und dann hat er gesagt, ey, Alter, schau noch mal rein, da ist noch mehr. Ja, weil bisher war dieser neue Content, war ziemlich creepy. Also, wir sind in den Raum gekommen, da war ein Knopf, auf dem konnte man dann drücken und die Zeit überspringen. Also wenn er gesprochen hat, bisher war es immer so, man musste sich das anhören, und dann konnte man das überspringen. Aber diese Zeitabstände sind immer größer geworden. Also das erste Mal war es so eine Minute oder ein paar Sekunden, die man übersprungen hat, wurde immer mehr, bis es dann wirklich Jahre und Jahrhunderte waren. Und dann hat man auch gesehen, dieses Gebäude, in dem das ist immer mehr verfallen. Es war so ein bisschen wie in dem Film Die Zeitmaschine, wo er in dem Gebäude ist und die Zeitmaschine läuft und dann verfällt das Gebäude um ihn rum. So war das dann ungefähr. Also, ist mega cool. So, jetzt wollen wir mal schauen, was jetzt so passiert. Also, absolut neues Terrain. Keine Ahnung.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further.
Whoa.
Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh. Was, wie? Ist jetzt Ultra Deluxe, gar nicht Ultra Deluxe, sondern... Oh, wie geil.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions?
Oh,
Think
yeah.
of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions.
Oh,
this
ja.
is what fans have truly been asking for.
Geil. Irgendwas? Hm? Wollen wir alles anklicken?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right
yeah.
there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Was ist denn mit seiner Stimme jetzt gerade passiert? Fotos. Notes. Und auf der anderen Seite angeklebt. Naja. Schöne Büroräume, gefallen mir gut. Möchte ich haben. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Old and busted. New hotness. Okay. Cool red section of the chart. Boring sections of the chart. Okay. Alles ziemlich schick hier. Gefällt mir. Gefällt dem Daniel gut. More TSP, better TSP. Win-win. Color red leverages holistic value. Paradigm shift, synergy, brick and mortar approach, envelope, client-centric marketing. Ah, wie geil. Oder? Kann ich irgendwie raus? Nicey. Stanley Parable 2. Stanley Parable 2. Parable 2. Parable. Thanks for. Ja. Das ist schon das Beste und das ist ja. 2.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Wie cool, 2 ears, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 arms, 2 legs. Who took the red marker? Me. 2-7, das haben wir schon mal gesehen. Ganz interessant zu wissen, was da drauf steht. Kurz, was war das? Crap, though. Sequels are good. For to Batman. Doom to. Was war das mit diesem Sound gerade eben? Wie habe ich das gemacht? Hier ist irgendwie ein Sound. Entschuldigung übrigens für die schlechte Qualität hier. Diese Brrrr. Das gefällt mir auch nicht. This way to the show floor. Okay. New features. Wow. Huh? Ah, da geht's weiter. Ui. 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 Wow, das ist mal... Oh. Sind uns hier gefangen? Kommen jetzt gleich Zombies raus.
Try out some of the new features.
The button that says the name of the player that is playing the game. Name. That's new. Enjoy. Two. Epilogue. Ist ein bisschen Angst, dass ich dann irgendwo reingehe. Please screech, no screenshots. Aha. Whole new office. Okay. Nee, das ist im Spiel, oder? Ah ja, das ist im Spiel. Red is the new orange, okay. Okay, das ist im Spiel. Ich habe jetzt echt gedacht, das ist mein Telefon, was es eigentlich nicht geht, weil es hier unten... Du kleines, fieses Spiel. Sprungkreis, unendliches Loch. Der Knopf, der den Namen des Spielers nennt, der das Spiel spielt. Okay, das ist mal interessant. Das mit dem Knopf, das wollen wir mal angucken, oder? Oh, Merch. Das mit dem Telefon war jetzt aber auch irgendwie creepy. Guck mal hier. Gehe ich hier wieder hin? Collectibles. Free. New and easy achievement. Infinity Hole. The jump circle.
You know what, Stanley? I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
Mhm. Okay. Aber ich möchte nicht meine Sprünge verbrauchen. Vielleicht brauche ich die ja noch. Tja, wir haben nur 30 Sprünge. Vielleicht brauche ich das ja noch. Okay, jetzt schauen wir uns als erstes mal den Button an, der da ist. Hear your name in the game. Okay.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Ja. Wo?
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
No, I'm not
I
Jim.
want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim.
Okay.
Falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim. Seizing all the world's possibilities as
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here.
Yeah.
I'm done with this button.
Good.
Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on?
This feature is...
Jim.
See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says. But no. Instead, I can't even think about it.
Passiert irgendwas, wenn ich das 100-mal...
Jim.
Oh. Na toll. Oh Menno, wollte damit spielen.
Maybe I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too. They would appreciate what I've created here.
No, they wouldn't. Der Teppich ist ja furchtbar. So, was haben wir hier? Pocket.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
Ja, sag mal, hallo? Warum fragst du mich denn überhaupt? Na gut.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision, we're moving on.
Get here. Free and easy achievement. Free to... Get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your achievement. No more steps. Just works. Get yours right now. Okay.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Hallo. Gib mir mein Achievement. Gib mir mein Achievement. Gib mir mein Achievement. Gib mir mein Achievement. Das kann aber nicht wahr sein. Funktioniert denn hier gar nichts? Also bisher hat hier überhaupt nichts funktioniert. Der Button, der meinen Namen sagt, hat nicht funktioniert. Das mit den Luftballons hat nicht funktioniert.
What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Nö, da möchte ich nicht hin. Ich möchte jetzt da oben hin. Ich möchte mal wissen, warum warum dieses Handygeräusch da oben ist. Unendliches Loch. Unendliches Loch finde ich schon mal gut. Guck mal hier. Du musst doch hier irgendwo... Ah. Epilog. Aha.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley?
Yep.
Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
So. New Narrow. Wo ist das unendliche Loch? Wo ist das unendliche Loch? Wo ist das unendliche Loch? Unendliches Loch. So. Ich möchte ins unendliche Loch. Nein. Ich möchte jetzt ins unendliche Loch. Time, depth, distance, space, time. Ah ja. Falling, opening, rim, bla bla bla. Ah, whole entrance. Und das ist die Technik dahinter. Schaut. Just keep going, okay?
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nein.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top.
Nein.
Do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Das da oben kleiner?
Okay, Stanley, I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an
Punkt wird
extremely
tatsächlich
deep
kleiner.
hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the whole
just the two of us, just the two of us, just the two of us.
You,
Building castles in the sky, just the two of us.
Up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Nein. Sind wir hier noch? Meeting at 2 p.m. New mug. Diese Anordnung von Zigaretten habe ich aber schon mal gesehen. Also bis jetzt hat nichts funktioniert.
Great. Now, I'm very excited. Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
Und?
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay.
Well, there it is. The shape... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
Nope, it's not working.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose...
Jetzt habe ich nicht gedrückt.
I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Okay. Toll. Dankeschön. Oh. Ich habe jetzt A gedrückt. Ich in meinem Loch. Schauen wir schnell die Einstellungen. Ich mag das eigentlich ganz gerne, wenn das so weiter ist, ne? Empfindlichkeit der Kamera, okay. Guck mal, jetzt geht's wieder runter. Cool. Auf Wiedersehen. Geil. Cool. Das finde ich am besten. Ändere deine Wahrnehmung. Und?
My head's stronger. Now you...
Meine Realität. Oh. Das ist lustig. Geil. Was haben wir denn noch alles? Okay. Das fand ich am lustigsten. Ändere dich selbst. Oh, das ist cool. Nein. Ah, wie geil. Das ist lustig. Der ist auch cool. Ja, wie geil.
Stanley? Stanley? Stanley?
Was?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there,
Nein.
drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back.
Tüdelidü. Jetzt fängt es wieder an. Oh Gott, ich werde wahnsinnig. Ah, nee, cool. Oh Mann. Wow. Hallo.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Ist der Knopf jetzt wieder da? Okay. Dann sind jetzt die Sachen wahrscheinlich... Pass auf, dann ist jetzt sicherlich das Loch... ist nur eine Lampe an. Also zwei. No Screenshots. Das hat mich echt... Oh. Baby is all grown up. Consistent quality with just the right amount of change. So, was haben wir noch nicht gesehen? Sprungkreis haben wir gesehen. Größtenteils unendliches Loch. Ja. Der Knopf, Spiel es nennt, der das Spiel spielt. Das stimmt aber nicht. Was ist das da mit dem Bucket? Das ist der Beruhigungseimer. Bürodekoration. Ah, Bürodekoration haben wir ja schon. Okay. Was ist das mit dem Eimer?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact,
Nope.
can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Ähnlich.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable too.
Was ist dieses Spiel jetzt? Ist es jetzt bloß irgendwie so ein... eine Promo? Habe ich jetzt eine
Does
Promo
anyone give
gekauft
out
oder
awards
was?
for most enjoyable bucket in a video game?
Nein.
That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Collectibles. Free new achievement, get it here. Das haben wir schon. Okay, das haben wir schon. Das haben wir noch nicht. Collectibles. Collect them all. Okay.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable.
Oh, cool. 1 von 6. Okay, ich muss 6 finden. Okay. Yeah.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Ich möchte den Scheiß einmal wieder loswerden, der nervt mich. Kann ich ihn jetzt wieder abgeben, den Scheiß Eimer? Was war da drin? Nur Screenshots.
Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Arsch. Beruhigungseimer. Ich möchte den Eimer wieder abgeben. Der ist scheiße. Und jetzt? Was soll ich denn jetzt machen? Hallo? Mr. Narrator, sagen Sie mir bitte, was ich machen soll. I'm a little bit concerned about... Hallo? So, wo muss ich jetzt hin? Sprungkreis. Vielleicht kann ich mal mit dem... Der Sprungkreis. Kann ich mit dem hüpfen? Okay. Toll. Collectibles. Ausgang. Ausgang. Ausgang ist gut. 30 Sprünge habe ich noch.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to?
Ja,
Ready
glaub
to
schon.
move on now?
Ja, ja. Bam, ba, bam, ba, 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 bam, ba, bam, ba, ba. Das sieht ziemlich cool aus, das Bild. Das muss ich schon sagen. Das sieht sehr geil aus. Gefällt mir. Newmark.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly
Schönes
clear yet
Auditorium.
how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2. Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Ja.
Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
Yeah.
Peacefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, this is the
Schon mal jemand
Stanley
das jetzt hier
Parable
einfach
2.
abgebrochen?
Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Ja. Okay. Is it really loading? Oh, schön. Oh, schön. Gefällt mir gut. Das gibt mir so Control-Vibes. Ah, Control, das liebe ich auch, dieses Spiel. Das gefällt mir gut. Ja, ist das mein Büro? Nee. Ah, jetzt geht's wieder weiter. Wow. Sieht total cool aus. Dann wollen wir mal loslegen, hm? Stanley Parable 2. Oh, let's go. So.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
Jetzt sind hier über diese hässlichen Luftballons.
Employee number 427's
Mein Büro sieht doch noch genauso scheiße
sat
aus.
at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them,
Aber
and in what order.
ist doch jetzt gar nichts
This
neu.
is what employee 427 did every day,
Sind es ein paar...
every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
Ah, das ist
Something
noch
was
meine,
very clearly wrong.
mein Weg in den
Shocked,
Himmel.
frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the
Okay.
longest time.
Eine
But as he came to his
Kanal, wir
wits and
sind doch in
regained
dem...
his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had
Ah, Mann. The end is never the end. It's never the end. It's never the end.
all of his co-workers were gone? What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Sonst noch
No
irgendwas
matter
anderes
how
hier?
hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for
Das
the
haben wir doch schon,
achievement?
den haben wir doch
Click a
schon.
door 5 times. Is that... Stanley picked up the bucket.
Ja. Mit Eimer ist gleich alles viel, viel besser. Pass mal auf, jetzt hüpfen wir mit Eimer aus dem Fenster, oder? Probieren wir es. Wir hüpfen mit Eimer aus dem Fenster. Come on, let me... Hop. Oh.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps, if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket?
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
No,
Said the bucket.
not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Okay.
My God,
Oh my God.
Stanley, you did it.
Oh my
You
God.
saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Okay. We've done this. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to
Ich
go to the
möchte ja
meeting
immer
room.
noch einmal
Perhaps he had
dieses
simply
Ding
missed a
haben, wo
memo.
dann auf allen Monitoren the
No
end is
matter
never
how
the
hard
end
Stanley
steht.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Ah, guck mal, da kommt der
Stanley lifted the bucket into his
Yeah,
arms,
yeah.
and a wave of comfort rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Yo.
And here it was.
yes.
Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room?
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room. No,
No.
said the bucket. Don't go to
Das
the
ist
meeting
neu.
room. Go somewhere else.
Das ist neu,
The
guck mal.
cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. You found one of them. One of the
cool.
miniature Stanley figurines. Remember,
Ich habe schon gerade wieder
no
ganz vergessen,
reward
dass die
for
gibt.
collecting all of these.
Oh,
Only
yeah.
the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Oh, yes. Hä? Wahrscheinlich kann ich da auch runterfallen, oder? Und da rein. Und da runter. Wow! Oh, guck mal. Aha. Oh. Where am I? Where am I? Oh. Auf jeden Fall bin ich irgendwo, wo dieser Narrator mich nicht erwischt.
Okay, this is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Oh, da gehe ich gleich nochmal hin, wenn ich den Bucket nicht habe.
Euphoria I feel every time I pick it up. No matter how many times I've done it, it's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it. Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay for even just an hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get... What's that? Who's there?
Caporata. Okay. Dann machen wir das gleiche jetzt nochmal ohne den Eimer.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bla bla bla. Brr.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Gehen
this
wir mal
was
ganz
not the
schnell
correct way
dahinter.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So, jetzt schauen wir mal.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording?
Oh,
It
yes.
was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and
Da ist ein
intricate
anderes
storytelling. It
Tape
must
drin.
be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
So.